A recent study presented at the 2023 European Lung Cancer Congress compared the approval times for immune checkpoint inhibitors in treating thoracic cancer between the Food and Drug Administration, FDA, and the European Medicines Agency, EMA. The study found that the EMA had noticeably longer approval times and differences in viewpoints on biomarkers compared to the FDA. These differences may result in delayed access to new therapies for patients in Europe. The study's authors also noted that some FDA approvals occurred before pivotal trial results were released, raising questions about efficacy. The study highlights the importance of timely access to effective cancer therapies, including immunotherapy. The FDA and EMA are the primary regulatory bodies responsible for approving immunotherapies, and the study aimed to assess the variations in approval dates between the two agencies. A previous study examined the trends in cancer drug approvals by the FDA and EMA from 2010 to 2019, and this also found that American patients had faster access to new cancer drugs than European patients. Although only 72% of the 89 new drugs approved during that period were first submitted to the FDA approved 85 drugs, 95%, before the EMA. The median extended time for EMA approval after FDA clearance was 241 days. Furthermore, 39% of US approvals were granted before the publication of key clinical trials, compared to only 9% of EMA approvals. This new study focuses on thoracic oncology, where lung cancer is the leading cause of death. The study highlights the importance of timely immunotherapy approval for successful cancer treatment. PD-1 and PD-L1 are crucial indicators for lung cancer immunotherapies. However, it is important to note that just because a therapy is approved quickly does not necessarily mean it is more effective, as clinical trials for these treatments may not be finished or thoroughly documented at the time of approval. According to the study, drug developers should adopt a more comprehensive and coordinated approach to assessing evidence and approving drugs to ensure patients receive optimal care regardless of location. In thoracic malignancies, such as non-small cell lung cancer, NSCLC, small cell lung cancer, SCLC, and mesothelioma, 7 immune checkpoint inhibitors, ICIs, have been approved by both the FDA and the EMA. However, the FDA has approved 22 indications for checkpoint inhibitors in thoracic malignancies, while the EMA has approved only 16 indications. Furthermore, the median approval times for SCLC and mesothelioma were significantly longer for the EMA than for the FDA. It was further noted that although the European Society for Medical Oncology, Magnitude of Clinical Benefit Scale, and National Comprehensive Cancer Network frameworks consistently ranked the benefits of checkpoint inhibitors, there were 2 discrepancies in biomarker requirements between the FDA and EMA, with the FDA having a broader requirement. For example, the FDA required PD-L1 levels of 1% or greater for atezolizumab in adjuvant NSCLC, whereas the EMA required PD-L1 levels of 50% or higher. Similarly, the FDA had no PD-L1 requirements for durvalumab in unresectable NSCLC, while the EMA required levels of 1% or higher. It is suggested that further research to be conducted to understand the differences between the two agencies. Of course, the question is the reason for these divergent opinions about biomarkers that can mean so much for the patient's possible survival rate. What seems clear is that the EMA seems to weigh subgroup data more heavily than the FDA, and the main question that has yet to be answered is why.